policemen are advancing with something in their hands. I can see it now. It's a white handkerchief tied to a pole. Flag of truce? Those creatures know what that means, but what anything means? Wait a minute. Something's happening. A hump shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame spraying from that mirror. It leaps right at the advancing men. My God, it struck them head on. They're turning into flame. Now the whole field's catching fire. The trees, the barns, the gas tanks and cars are exploding. It's spreading everywhere. It's coming this way. It's about 20 yards from our right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a grave announcement to make. Incredible as it may seem, both the observations of science and the evidence of our own eyes lead to the inescapable assumption that those strange beings who landed in the Klamath Basin farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars. The battle which took place tonight on the Adams farm has ended in one of the most startling defeats ever suffered by an army in modern times. 7,000 men armed with rifles and machine guns pitted against a single fighting machine of the invaders from Mars. Of the 7,000 troops, there are 120 known survivors. The rest are strewn over the battle area from the Adams farm to Merrill, Oregon, crushed and trampled to death under the metal feet of the monster or burned to cinders by its heat ray. The monster is now in control of the extreme lower portion of Klamath County, Oregon, to Cooley Lake, California, and has effectively cut the two states off from one another in that region. People are holding service here below us. In the churches on Pine Street behind us. Now I look down to the south over Lake Ewana. All manner of cars, trucks, motorcycles, overloaded with fleeing population, jamming the streets. The streets are all jammed. Noises and crowds like New Year's Eve in New York City. Wait a minute, the enemy is now in sight above the ridges overlooking Lake Ewana and on Radio Hill south of town. There are five great machines, and the first one is crossing the lake. I can see it from here. It's wading Lake Ewana, like a man wading through a brook. A bulletin is handed to me now. Martian cylinders are falling all over the country. One outside of Portland, one in San Francisco, Reno, near Sacramento. They seem to be timed and spaced. Now the first machine reaches the shore. He stands watching, looking over the city. His steel cowlish head is even with taller than the broadcasting building I'm standing atop. He waits for the others now. They rise like a line of new towers on the city's southwest side. Now they're lifting their metal hands. This is the end now. Smoke comes out. Black smoke drifting over the city. People in the streets, they see it now. They're running towards the north, towards the A Canal. Thousands of them dropping in like rats. Now the smoke is spreading faster. It's reached South 6th Street. People are trying to run away from it. They're crossing the railroad yards, but it seems to be no use. They are falling like flies. Now the smoke is crossing towards us, curling in on Main Street. It's at the base of this building now. It's rising up higher and higher. 100 feet away now. Now only 50 feet. 2X2L, calling CQ. 2X2L, calling CQ. 2X2L, calling CQ. Portland. Isn't there anyone on the air? Isn't there anyone on the air? Isn't there anyone? 2X2L.